Okay, so apparently in my last factoring video, the method I used was hard to understand, and Adam wants to do it in another method, in the way he was taught. So that's what I'll be doing today. So right here we have a trinomial, and we need to factor it. So first thing we do is, in this method, we keep the uh, first term and the last term in the first step equals 0. Then we split this middle term into two different numbers. So the way I find these numbers is the first number, this number, and one part of this middle number have to have the same ratio to each other as the -7 and the other part of this middle number. So let's try, so 3 times 7 is 21, so plus 21, and then minus 1r, that adds up to 20r. So 3 and 21, that's 1 to 7, that's the ratio, has the same ratio as this one. -1 to -7 is also 1 to 7. So that means now we can factor it. Now we take these two groups of terms and take out the common factors. So for this one, you can take out 3r, and in the bracket would be r plus 7, like this. Then the next one, we take out a -1, so just put a negative sign there, r plus 7, because if you take the negative out, then it's plus 7 after, then equals 0. Now we can keep one bracket with r plus 7 and put the 3r and the -1 into their own bracket. So 3r minus 1 in this bracket equals 0. Now all we need to do is solve for r. So -7 plus 7 is 0. 0 times this is 0. So r in this r would be r equals -7. And this one, 3r equals 1 over 3. 1 over 3 times 3 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So that would be r equals 1 over 3. And these are our two answers. Now for the next one, we'll use the same method. Keep the first term and the last term, and split the middle one into two different with the same ratio with the other terms. So let's try some things. So I know 36 has factor of 6, so maybe it's something like 12 and wait, no, that wouldn't work. Oh, we also need to notice that the middle term is negative and the final term is positive, so that means it's two negative numbers because they add up to 27, but they also multiply to positive number. That means they're both negative. So then we could do minus need to think about this for a while. What could this be? I'm not that good at using this method. I usually use the method that I used in the last video, so sorry about this. Okay, let's think of what could add up to 27. Let's try 13 and 14. No, that probably wouldn't work. 6, 6, 3 and 24. So 3 times 12. Okay, yeah, that would work. So 2 times 12 is 24. So we could put a 24 here. And then minus, I didn't leave that much space here, minus 3y, because 3 times 12 is 36, but also 2 times 12 is 24. So we can have that here. So the ratio would be 1 to 12, and also this one, because 3 times 12 is 36, it would be 1 to 12. And the second term should be negative, so we can have negative 12 there. And then we can factor out the like terms. This one be 2y. This one would be negative 3, because the first term has a negative. So 2y times y minus 12. Then minus, factor out the negative, minus 3 times y minus 12 equals 0. Now we know that one bracket will have y minus 12. Then we group up the 2y and the negative 3, so 2y minus 3 equals 0. Now we just solve for y, so this bracket, y would be 12, 12 minus 12 equals 0, so y equals 12. Then this one, yeah, you can also do it as 2y minus 3 equals 0, and then solve for y. That's sometimes easier. 2y minus equals 3, bring out over the 3, and then y equals 3 over 2. And those are your two answers. Thank you again, Adam.